everybody, welcome back to Mountain Man's Country Kitchen. Today we're making corned beef and taters and crackling bread. So I'm going to bend you down here where you can see what I'm doing and how I do it, and we'll get to cooking, okay? Can you see this? Yeah, y'all can see this pot. Now this is corned beef. A lot of people don't know what that is, but that's the best beef in the world. It's just not the best for you. This is some taters I canned back a while ago. Y'all watched me can them. And we'll get these in here. This ain't a recipe to tell your doctor about, because today is, we'll say, an unhealthy food day. Now I'm going to put a little bit of water in here, so I'll be right back. I just want the water to kind of come up even with it. Okay, we're going to go ahead and turn this one on. We kind of want it on low temperature because we don't want to be in a big hurry with this next recipe. Okay, our next recipe, I'll slide over here where you can see, is called crackling bread. You need a big bowl. Okay. I want to add 1 cup of, that ain't going to go in there. Give me just a second. Okay, we're going to add 1 cup of flour. I'm dipping it out with a spoon to put it in my measuring cup. I always do a 2-to-1 mixture when I make cornbread. See that? We're going to dump that in there. Okay. Now we're going to do 2 cups of cornmeal. There's 1. And 2. Okay. Let me set this over here out of the way. Self-rising cornmeal. That makes that flour. Okay, now I want this to be a little extra fluffy, to have a little extra more in the middle. So I'm going to take 1 tablespoon of just baking yeast and put in there. And I'm going to take a It'd be a teaspoon, but I'm going to go a half of a tablespoon of baking powder. Okay, I'm going to move this stuff over here out of the way. Okay, if you're ever to the point you don't have eggs, it's the only reason I'm doing this. I have eggs, but the reason I'm doing this is to show you. You can use mayonnaise. Take and put 2 dollops of mayonnaise in your cornbread, and it will act as a binder the same as your eggs do. Okay, let me get some more water. And I need to get my skillet in the oven. Let me slide this back. We'll get the old cornbread skillet down. We need to put a little oil in it. And this here is bacon grease. Been saved from when we fried bacon. We're going to put about that much in it. Now, I said these recipes ain't good for you. You can get high blood pressure just watching this. We're going to put it on bacon about 350. Slide this baby in the oven, and we'll continue with what we was doing. Okay, a lot of people don't know what these are. This is what's left of the lard when you render it. This is called cracklings. Okay, this is probably the best substance known to man. You want to break them up to kind of about the same size pieces if you can. It really don't matter. Okay, we're gonna, let me get you a measurement. We'll say that was, what would that be? Okay, we're gonna put 2 cups of cracklings. We'll put that in there and make that look like it was 2 cups. Okay. Now remember, you have to render lard to have cracklings. I don't know if they sell them in the store. We make them every year when we kill hogs, so I don't look for them nowhere else. But we're going to stir this around a little bit. Okay, now we're going to add the water. You want this to be a little loose where the cracklings can move around and they don't end up all in one spot. Be sure you stir down the bottom of that bowl to get all that cornmeal and flour up. I'm going to go just a little bit more water, because when it gets in the oven, it'll bake out anyway. I just want it to be, where it spreads good in that pan. But if you see that crackling's trying to hold together, and we don't want that, we want it to be spread out. That looks pretty good there. So we'll wait for that pan in the oven to warm up, melt that grease. And if you look over here, we're going to stir this. Where's my little spoon? Now, corned beef is already cooked. You can eat it right out of the can, and so is these potatoes. So this little recipe here don't take long. But now, you do want to taste it to see if it needs any salt, pepper, or anything like that. It needs salt for sure. So we're going to put, about that much. Stir it around. Maybe we'll get another spoon. Okay. That's pretty good. All right. We're going to put some pepper in this. Now we're just going to let this get warm or hot and boil for a few minutes and kind of cook together. You see that oil on that? Woo! Your heart doctor will not be happy. I'm not going to tell mine. I didn't hardly ready just yet. Now everybody want to know why I'm fat. You know why there ain't a woman here? Because I eat like this. She can't feed me that rabbit food. I don't like it. I like salads. Let me retake that back. I do. I like salads and I love vegetables and stuff. But you know, they just sometimes you got to ward yourself and just not worry about the diet and all that mess. Now we're going to try to separate these out a little bit. Get all this cornbread down in here. Okay, we're going to try to mash these down and move them around about to make sure all the pieces will have some cracklings. Because we don't want no fighting, you know what I'm saying? And this be about like old Jerry Clark's talking about throwing them boiled okra out them dogs. Had the officer dog fight they ever did see. All right. Just for a safety precaution, because that's kind of full. I ain't never had one, boil over, but I think I'm going to set this pan in there. And then I'll set the skillet on top of it. And that way, if it does happen to rise to the occasion, it'll be in that pan instead of in the bottom of my oven. Now, what we got to do is just wait. And I know that's y'all's favorite thing to do is wait. We'll turn this up a little bit. And when this comes out, this will be some of the finest eating you ever stuck your lips around. And today's been one of them days where everything I touch seems to go wrong. So I just give up trying to work on anything. I got everything fed and watered and took care of like that. And what was it? Yesterday before I busted my head. Today I might never broke my thumb. I got a cut right across there. I think it went plumb to the bone. But it's just been one of them days. Everything I touch just goes bad. So I decided I'm going to come in, just rest and relax. And Start again tomorrow. They just days you got to do that. You got to, get through the bad to get to the good. So that's where I'm at. I'm not going to let it get me down. I'm not going to let it aggravate me. I just know that sometimes you got to pay the dues. You know what I'm saying? All right, I'm going to let you go. So this video ain't like, 2 hours long or something. But when everything's ready, I'll bring you back out and we'll eat a bite. Okay, this crackling bread's about to come out of the oven. Look at there. Look at that. If that don't bring a tear to your eye, you just cold-hearted. You know what I'm saying? Just cold-hearted. Now, we're going to get a knife and cut this. So give me just a second. Now, if you ain't never had crackling bread, I'm just going to say I'm sorry that your mama raised you wrong. Because this is like being kissed by a mermaid. It's that great. I mean, just wow. You know what I'm saying, people? Okay, we got us a bowl. Let me see if I can get that out where you can see a pretty piece of it. Do you see all that crackling in there? Look at that. Look at that. Just go ahead and chop that up a little bit here. Because we're gonna make something fit to eat here. Now, don't be telling your doctors, that you be eating stuff like this because they get all tore up and twisted. Okay, now we got about that much cornbread. What are you talking about? I'm gonna gain 20 pounds from eating this bowl. You gained 8 just watching me. So I'll take mine for eating it. Okay, we're gonna put some of this on there. Now we need some soppings for all that cornbread. If you don't know what soppings is, that's that broth right there, man. It just gets right in that cornbread. Gets just a little pinch more. And there it is, people. Crackling bread and corned beef and taters. The most unhealthy meal you'll ever put in your mouth, but it's about the most delicious meal you'll ever put in your mouth. And right there it is. I'm going to go ahead and say, have a good day. Have a blessed day. Be good to each other. And we'll see you on the next video. But if you ain't never had crackling bread, you got to try it, people. It's one of the greatest substances on earth.